Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. For today, I want to get into the single point urban interchange. So recently I went to a wedding in Latham, New York, which is just outside Albany, New York. And I actually went on a single point urban interchange. And why that is such a big deal is because one of my recent YouTube shorts, well, it was not a single point urban interchange. So right now I'm going to start to show you how to build a single point urban interchange in City Skylines. Let's get started. So the very first thing you're going to have to do is create a large road 20 feet up over the highway. What we're going to do next is the diverging diamond. We need to create the on and off ramp. So what we're doing over here is we're trying to measure out about 10 units. So you can see on the screen, we hit about 10 units. So where that 10 units hits, I wanted to place a road there. So it's kind of like a guideline to see how far 10 units is. So to the right, we want to move out 4 units. Now, before we do that, we want to make sure we're using elevated roads, and we're making sure that we're using the free form tool. So move 4 units to the right, go up 20 feet because that's the height of the large road, and use the freeform tool. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it on both sides. So in case you missed it, we're going to go 4 units to the left. You're going to measure out 4 units to the left, be 20 feet in the air, and then go over to the center of the single point urban interchange. So now that we have that in place, what we're going to do is magically appear, have all 4 of our on and off ramps showing. So what we're going to do now is connect over the highways. So what we'll do is we'll go out about 10 units down on both sides. And once we make sure, we want to make sure everything stays even and symmetrical. I think that's the goal of the single point urban interchange, and also to work well. But essentially what we're doing is we're creating the on and off ramp. So again, make sure you're using the freeform tool. It is kind of clunky, but again, you can see right now I'm kind of struggling with it a little bit, but overall we still get it done, and we do click over and it gets in place. So what we're also going to do again is we're going to create a road in the middle. So we have a guideline where we're going to actually get that highway exit. So again, we're looking for symmetry. So we want everything to be the same equal distant, and it works out really, really nicely, and it makes life a lot easier when you're creating the on and off ramp. So once we're done with that side, make sure you repeat on the other side, so we have all 4 sides going at the same time. So what we're doing next is we're going to grab another large road, and it's a 3x3 road. So there's 3 lanes on each side. We're going to go out to about 18 units, and we're going to go down. So this is going to be what you'd consider like your medium road or large road connection. So obviously you're doing that on both sides. Make sure you only destroy one at a time, because otherwise you will completely wreck your single point urban interchange, and it will cause a massive mess, and you don't want to start over from scratch. So what we're going to do next is we want to create the individual right hand on and off ramps. So this is what makes the single point interchange honestly unique, because when you're going off the highway or on the highway, you have individual ways of getting on and off the actual highway itself from the single point interchange. So we have that in place. What we're going to do next is we're going to start upgrading some of the roads to highway roads with barrier. Now, when I was on the single point interchange in Latham, New York, they did have the highway barriers on the side of each of the roads. So that's just something, that's based on my experience, and I just, I figured it was a good idea. So the next thing we're starting to do is we're starting to build up the on and off ramp. So what we're doing is we're starting to get into the lane management, and you're going to notice that I have a 2-lane road going as an off ramp. And then we have the one-way road. Obviously, as time goes on, this will change, but we're just trying to get into the basic dimensions of lane management. Like you could see on the screen in front of you, we have the 2x2 lane, and then we have the single lane. Again, right now, the lane mathematics is actually not correct. We will get to that in the future of this video. Like right here, we're adding 4-lane highway roads, then we're going down to 2. Remember, 2 plus 2 is 4, which you could see right there. And then if you're breaking it up, well, obviously 4 into 2 different lanes. So that's what we're doing right now for the lane mathematics. So that's just something to keep in mind. You're going to see that I zoom in closer, you'll see exactly what I mean. The on and off ramps and the highways are broken up and into 2 lanes each, going in that way and then going back onto the 4-lane highway. So make sure you're using node controller and you're adjusting the lane, so make sure that the lanes are adjusted really nicely. And as you can see, it just looks a lot cleaner. You don't have that edge where you're kind of like, there's a little, you can see to the left that there's this little, just not straight. So make sure you do that to all 4 sides. Then we're starting to get into digging into the single point interchange. Make sure your large road is a 4x2 road, and you'll see exactly why later on that you need the 4x2 road. So what I mean by 4x2 is that there's 4 lanes going one way, and then there's 2 lanes going the other way, and you'll see exactly why that's necessary coming up in this video. So now that we have our basic single point in place, what we need to do is some lane management. I think all of us have used the TMPE traffic manager before, and we're just doing lane management. We're making sure that these lanes have places to go. And now you can see I did make a slight mistake, but we'll fix it as time goes on with our lane management. And right there is exactly perfect so far. And again, TMPE is one of the best mods you can possibly buy. So this part here is the key. So remember, we had the on and here we go. We have the on and off ramp. So this is an off ramp. We have the right lane going completely right, but then we have a 2-lane going into the 2-lane highway exit going onto the 2-lane part of the road. Again, your basic lane mathematics, which works out really well. And you know, it works, it fits. And this is why traffic works out so well for the single point interchange. This is what makes it so completely unique, because you're having traffic flow on and off the highway in an extremely efficient way. Now, as you notice, lane mathematics that I've been barking out, it was incorrect, and we're fixing that mistake. We needed to make that a 3-lane road. So again, you could see each of these on-ramps have their own individual lanes going on, and obviously using node controller again. And then what we're also going to do is we're going to use the line intersection marking tool, and we're just going to create cool lanes. So you can add whatever, you know, if you want it to be solid, go for it. I just added your basic chevron. So, you know, just whatever you want to do, make sure you add it to all 4 sides. So again, we're using the line intersection marking tool just to mark up the lines on the actual, you know, intersections. Like, you know, again, to make this single point urban interchange kind of come alive, using these lines and just creating and drawing on the intersection itself, you know, it just makes everything look amazing when it's all said and done. If you want, you can use solid concrete. I don't mind what you do, but that's just something to keep in mind, that, you know, some of these might have concrete fillers, some of them might not, but make sure you put it on both sides of the actual intersection of the single point interchange. Like you could see, I'm copying and pasting from the line intersection marking tool, and I'm adjusting all of these nodes just to make sure it kind of looks good, and just make sure that, you know, everything is kind of in place. So guys, here is the final finished single point urban interchange in City Skylines. And as you can see, everything we detailed looked amazing with the line intersection marking tool, the node controller, like everything came together. Even the City Skylines lane mathematics, you could see it just turned out really well. I did add a lot of trees and a lot of bushes and shrubs and stuff like that. And we can zoom in and get a little bit closer to what we did, and you can see the lane mathematics. Like I mentioned before, it worked out really well, and it looks really sharp. So in the middle where you see the actual single point interchange, you can see where the lines are going on and off the highway. I didn't go too crazy with those. I actually deleted a bunch of them because I didn't want it to look too nuts and too busy, but you know, whatever, it's all good. So as you can see here, more of the lane mathematics. Here's the there's the 2 by 1, which turned into a 3, which turned into a 2. And as you can see, I added some bushes and some trees and some just detailing just to fill it in. I would say overall, this looks really, really good. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. And it was just cool that I literally went to Latham, New York and drove on this. So like, what are the odds of actually going to a wedding and actually going to some place that actually had this? You know, I went on a diverging diamond, which was 10 minutes away from my house. Now I've been on a single point interchange. So guys, if you guys like this video, hit the like button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.